Welcome back here. Let's get back to Yu-Dee Chang. He's staying with us out of D.C., principal and also chief trader at Ace Investment Strategies. Yu-Dee, Obama's push into alternative energy. For that matter, one of his big plans also is to double exports within the next, I think, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. What's the trade in both of these, or is it worth even thinking about with elections coming up next year?
Yeah, it's not working. You think about alternative energy, it's so easier said than done. Originally, people were talking about ethanol. Now they're talking about some kind of a biodiesel or some kind of biofuel. But they really are pretty costly to produce. No doubt about it. I think the cheapest energy source is still the fossil fuel. It's just not that simple. I think a little bit earlier, I was hearing the report about the so-called inflation. I think that is, right now, no doubt the main concern. Right now, the Fed, everyone is saying that, well, let's look only at the core inflation rate, right? Which is US is only about 1.2%. So you take away the food, the volatile food and energy prices. But if you look at an average consumer, basically their housing is already shattered, and now they're pretty much buying food and energy. So they're really feeling the pain right now. That's why Obama has to say things because for the upcoming election. But to actually find the alternative energy source to replace what we have is just not a simple task. The secretary is right. I mean, we will have splash with these energy companies reporting their earnings. It's going to be spectacular. On the other hand, consumers will feel it. Like in my area, we are well having over $4 gasoline already, so people are feeling the pain.
Yeah. Do you think the Fed will change some of its forecasts on inflation? Then so far it said it sees these effects as transitory, but we will actually get the Fed numbers out this week, same time as its minutes are released to the public.
Yeah. If you think about it, the core rate is 1.2%. But if you add the entire overall rate, we're already at 2.68%. And then even that, within PPI and CPI, housing number is a big component of it. I think we also trade commodities. The data that we track ourselves, commodity prices over the past 18 months has risen about on the average of 26%. So you definitely do have inflation in the system. That's why people are also saying that down the road, we will have to pay the piper. Interest rate should and will trend higher to deal with higher inflation down the road, and that's a problem. It's going to be interesting to see how Bernanke is going to spin this. Basically, he is probably going to try to keep the interest rate at a low level still for a period of time. How is going to explain his way out of it is going to be very interesting.
Let's look ahead then. Let's say end of June, QE2 wraps up. They stop buying paper. They conclude their $600 billion paper buy program. Are yields going to spike?
Yeah, you know what? That's the key. But don't forget, they're going to stop the QE2. But they also said with all the money that they put in for QE2 and QE1 for that matter, there will be reinvesting them. So there's still a lot of liquidity out there. So people's guess is not actually, if you look at the market itself, you look at the 30-year treasury, the 10-year note, the market is telling you that they expect rates to actually stay relatively low for a period of time.
And that means dollar trade low as well?
The oil, I'm sorry?
What does that mean for the US dollar? Because a lot of people are thinking lower rates also means a lower dollar for a while.
Absolutely. Dollar is going to extend a downtrend. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, like me as a trader, I'm actually praying for dollar to have a rebound so I can sell short into it. Most people are expecting dollar to go lower against the euro currencies, against the all the base material currencies such as Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. I think the dollar downtrend is here to stay unless the U.S. really deals with the fundamentals, their budget deficit, their trade deficit. U.S. really has to solve these fundamental problems before the dollar will turn around and go higher. Or Bernanke has to signal that he'll be raising interest rates before the dollar will go higher.
Okay, well, we'll be watching out for comments this week from Bernanke. Nonetheless, anyway, thank you for joining us. Always good to chat with you, Yu-Dee Chang. Coming up, nerves are getting tested in the Treasury markets this